Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, or hi, welcome to the channel if you haven't seen my videos already. This is the the monthly prediction for the month of May. Group 1 is with the unicorn, Group 2 with the dragon, Group 3 with the beaver, and Group 4 with the butterfly. And I'll give you some time to contemplate and to figure out what kind of which one you want to pick, and then you can go into either the description or the comments down below, and I'll have the timestamps for you to click, and I'll see you in the video. Hello Group 1, welcome to your pile. So I'm just going to get right into the video. I shall for you guys off camera. So the first two things that I'm going to talk to you, the first thing I'm going to talk to you about is your love life coming up. So the first card that popped out was Love in Reverse and the Unicorn. So essentially what Love in Reverse is like the Lover's card for traditional tarot, and it means that maybe you are going to be in a relationship this month, or maybe it was ended last month and you're still feeling the effects this month. Now this relationship can be romantic, but it could also be platonic. Maybe you're getting rid of a friendship as well. I'm not really sure because this is a group reading. I have to keep it very open for you. So the feeling of this relationship ending is very prominent. Now what the unicorn essentially is saying is that you're going to take this wisdom that you're gaining from this relationship for however long you've known them, and you're going to take it and apply it to your future relationships. You're going to be like, I've learned my lesson of all the things that I did wrong, as well as all of the things that maybe they did, and I can look out for in future relationships. You are going to be able to get over it, but also acknowledge them with like love and like, yeah, I'm glad I had this. I'm glad I had this knowledge that I learned from, so that maybe I can continue to grow and develop better relationships in the future. So you're actually really glad that even though it's ended and you might be sad about it, you're really glad you had the opportunity to get to know them and be a part of life for a very long time. Now, I do want to point this out because, I mean, for some of you, this is makes sense. For some of you, no, it doesn't make sense for everyone, but for some of you, you might be LGBTQ+, because the unicorn did pop out, and I know that is a representation for that community. So some of you might have been in a relationship that was a part of that. However, that's not for everyone, so I just wanted to say that to the people that it applies to. Now, the next group of cards I'm going to take is the career for next month, and essentially what I saw was the Musician in reverse and New Moon in Pisces. So with the Musician in reverse, it talks, so for some of you, you might be in school. So you might be in college or high school, maybe even junior high. I'm not really sure how young people are watching these videos, but this could mean if you're in school, it's probably meaning that you're kind of slacking off, or you're not really paying attention as much because it's like coming to the end of the year, or even if it's not for some of you, I'm not sure where you are in the world, then maybe it just means that you're slacking off because you have other things going on, or you're not really caring about things. It's kind of like messed up this year anyway. It can also mean you're slacking off in your career, although more likely it means that you're not listening to your inner self and what your inner self is saying. So this could mean for the school as well, but most likely not. So essentially for work, it could mean that you're not listening to yourself. So maybe some of you are wanting to quit. Maybe some of you are like, oh, I really hate my job, I should just quit. And so you can honestly, contemplate quitting, and think like, okay, is this logical for me? Should I just stick through this job until I find a better job, which I think would probably be for the best, is to find a better job so you're not quitting and then having no job to go to. But again, whatever works for you is what you should do, and I can't dictate what you do. It can also mean that maybe you are coming to like some kind of like a moral like compass kind of decision, like you're like, oh, I should be doing this, oh, it's just so much easier to do this, you know? And so that's kind of like, again, like meditate, contemplate, really think about what it is you need to do. Meditation and contemplation can also be talking about maybe you're very stressed at work. So maybe there's just a lot going on for you and you're putting forth so much time and effort and you're not putting enough in for yourself. And so it's like telling you to like take a step back and just kind of breathe and let it all go and, you know, really, you know, just breathe. Now this can also mean, because it does say the musician, now again, it's only for some of you, but some of you might be in a musical career, or some of you might enjoy playing like a musical instrument in your own free time. And so maybe instead of like, you know, meditating and just letting things go when you're stressed, maybe you can also start playing an instrument and kind of feeding into that and letting like yourself like feel better with the instrument. Okay, so the next one is going to be your growth, like spiritually, emotionally, you know, etc. So the card that popped out was the Ace of Runes and the Wombat Spirit. So what this is talking about is essentially saying that you guys are starting over, right? And we're getting that feeling a lot with the ending of this and possibly ending of your career as well, depending on, you know, who you are. So it is talking about starting over, new beginnings. So I think that you're kind of getting rid of things that obviously are no longer serving you this month, and you are going to kind of have this more creative break or outlook. Maybe you're going to do something, again, with music or art or things like that. They're just like really creative, or you're just spending more time focusing in on yourself and things that you know you need to feel better through the change as well. So it is saying that you're going to be spending a lot of time at home, which does make sense at this time. So I think maybe most of the spiritual growth this month will be taking place in your house. Now that is not to say that you won't look for help outside of the house, or you won't obviously get out, but just most of the spiritual growth will be taking place at home. Now I also asked what you're going to be doing to relieve stress. Obviously I did talk a little bit about music and art and things like that, but I asked personally, like, for my another deck. So what you guys are going to be doing is going to be spending time with friends. Now you can obviously be getting out of the house to do it. You can be going to each other's houses, whatever works for you. But it does seem like you really are in need of that friendship and just talking with other people, like getting through it. Maybe you need help getting through this breakup or help getting through a really tough work day and you're just like, I really need to talk to you. Or maybe you just want to like talk because of any other reason. But essentially that is what you're being urged to do. You could also be very social people, maybe very outgoing and extroverted. Sorry, I can't remember the word for a second. But either way, this is essentially your reading, so I hope that this rang true for you. Let me know in the comments down below if you want me to do any type of reading that you're interested in and you enjoyed me talking to you, then please comment down what kind of reading you will want me to do and I'll get to it as soon as I can. I hope you enjoy your reading. I hope you like the video and subscribe to my channel for more, and I'll see you next time. Bye, group 1. Hello, group number 2. You guys chose the dragon. So I'm going to get into reading real quick. I did show you guys off camera. I hope you don't mind. So the first section is going to be about your romance next month. And the cards that popped out were the Masked and the Dragon. So essentially, what the Masked means is it's like the light, like our star, right? So I have a feeling that most of you are currently single. Not all of you, but most of you are. And this person's going to come into your life next month, and they are going to essentially light up your world. They are like your star that you follow, and you're like, you get to the end of it, and you find them, and you're like, I can't believe ever lived without you. You are everything to me. You're amazing. Like they are just filling you with so much love and hope, and they like are your star essentially. They mean everything to you. Like I think they're going to help you get through different things and kind of help you come out of this dark tunnel that you are currently in. And I think it's so beautiful. They essentially give you this dragon energy. The dragon actually symbolizes this warrior, this inner fighter, and you're gonna start, fighting for yourself more. You're gonna get more self-esteem. They're gonna make you feel like you're beautiful or handsome, and they're going to fill you up with all these like nice things or compliments or just anything like that makes you blush or smile, or like, and you're gonna transform. You're gonna be like this, like like someone who maybe stayed in the crowd or didn't really stand out, and now you're like everyone's watching you because you are just beautiful, and you want the world to know just how amazing you are. You're not gonna hide anymore. You're not gonna let everyone else get you down. You are ready, and you are gonna go. That is so beautiful. Group number 2. Okay, so getting into your career, I have the 4 blades and full moon in Scorpio. So this talks about travel. So maybe some of you are in a career where you are traveling, and you just have to keep going to different places and different things, which would be like, yeah, you're going to continue doing that in your career. For others of you, you might be contemplating or thinking about a change of careers, and you're like, I'm going to maybe even like moving. You're like, I feel like I need to move to get out. You might even meet if you do move, you might meet this star in this other state that you're like, or country, city, whatever you move to. Like you might meet them and be like, oh my god, I am so happy I felt the energy to move. Although not all of you will be moving, not all of you will be meeting them then. I'm just saying for some of you that is the case. Now it does say to take in consideration that if you don't have a job or you don't know exactly what you're doing, don't quit right yet. You might want to stay and continue doing it because at least you're getting money. Make sure you have a plan. So if you do decide to quit, you have to know exactly what you're going to be doing with and how you're going to get money, how you're going to survive. Now it does say to essentially it's time to release negativity, right? So you might have this negative outlook about your career. Some of you might really not like it, or maybe you have negativity essentially about one particular part, right? If you do like your job, if you're a traveler or something that has to do with traveling, maybe like marketing, business, things like that, and you do like maybe there's one part that you really are angry about, maybe you don't like a coworker, and it's time to just let that go because you're not going to be able to change that, and it's going to only drag you down, essentially. So the next part is about your emotional and spiritual growth. When I was doing this thing for you guys, a lot of cards did pop out for this, which makes me think that this month is a very big time for your growth, which is really good. Also, the Masked is a major arcana, which means that this month is a very big time for your romance, which I got based off of the amazing reading I gave you for that. So your career is actually not that important this month. It's kind of more like it's there. It might be annoying at times, but it's not the big important thing that's happening for you. So the first that came out was the Leader, which is a major arcana, and so is the Damned, which came out. So again, these are both major arcana. It's very big emotional and spiritual growth, which is really good because I think you guys really need it. Essentially, this makes me think that maybe in your past you have dealt with someone who was abusive emotionally, physically, or other. I'm trying not to get into too much detail because I don't know if this is for everyone, or it's probably for some of you, but not everyone. But it does give me that energy, like this person's so amazing. You're like, oh my god, I can't believe I found this person. Probably because of your past trauma with relationships. This could also be past trauma with maybe a friendship or a family member. But it does feel like it's like abusive in some way, even if it's not as obvious. Maybe it's sometimes things can be like very like someone is like higher up and someone might be like using you in a way, but you don't realize it at first, and it's not as big of a deal as others. So it might not be that bad compared to other people, but you shouldn't be comparing yourself to other people, because if it really affected you this badly and this negatively, then it affected you this bad, and you should not be like saying, oh, well, my trauma isn't as bad as theirs, therefore it's not that bad, because that's not how this works, right? So essentially this talks about how you're finally ready to accept this month what happened, whatever happened, how bad it was. It might not even be about a person, it could be a different type of situation that I'm not automatically thinking of because I don't know you, and there's so many people watching these videos, but essentially you're finally ready to wake up and face what happened, and you're like, okay, this month is the time I'm going to allow myself to know what happened and to try and heal. So you're going to begin your healing journey. Some of you might be going to see a therapist, some of you might be talking to some of your friends and just talking about maybe that makes you feel better. Now others of you will be doing this at home, maybe you'll be meditating, maybe you will be just doing small things, for yourself. Everyone's healing process does look differently. Maybe you are going to stop blaming yourself. I mean, that, like, even the smallest thing like that is such an improvement. So you're just going to start. I don't know how far you'll get, but this is going to be a process. And so next month, hopefully, after next month, continuing on, you are going to hopefully continue with this journey, and you're not going to beat yourself up about how long it takes you, because this does seem like a really big thing. So it might take some of you a very long time to heal. Now for some of you, you might think, okay, maybe I need to go to court. It was really bad. It was, it needs to go to court. And essentially what Spirit is trying to tell you is that even though it was bad, court tends to not like go in your favor, and if it does, the trauma that you're gonna get from seeing them again might be way too much for you, right? So it's just in your best interest to heal and try and learn from the experience, try to let them go eventually. I know it sounds impossible now, it sounds really, really hard, but it is for the best to just be gone with them, even like if you still have them on your phone, delete them. Again, it could not be, maybe it's not a person, like I said before, but I am picking up on a lot of you having it be a person. The Oracle cards say be at home, so I'm seeing that most of you will be healing this at home. Again, you could be talking to a therapist like on Zoom or over the phone somewhat, but it seems like this is mostly going to be healed at home for you. The other thing that popped out was claim your own independence, which is the cat spirit. So again, you are this warrior, right? It doesn't just apply to your love life, right? It can be applied to your spiritual and physical growth, spiritual and mental growth. And so you are that warrior. You are independent. You don't need whoever it was or whatever the situation was. You don't need that. You don't need to hold on to that. You are strong and you can get through this. And then the last one was give with gratitude and grace. So what popped out for me was this sheer fact that like the accepting thing, okay, eventually I know that I will be glad that I took the time to help myself instead of putting it aside. I am going to try and look at this as brightly as I can. So it feels like some of you are really trying to look on the brightest side of things, even though it's very hard for you to do that. You're like, if I think happy thoughts, I'll be happier, I'll feel happier, and that is so true, and you're gonna be happier, you're going to, it's going to get through. Now, because it did say independence, what I'm thinking is this other person that's coming into your love life that you love so much, that I'm seeing, it probably is not going to be helping you with this journey. Either they don't know about it, or they do, but you've asked them to step aside. You're like, I need to do this alone. And I think that is perfectly okay. That's perfectly good that you're trying to do this by yourself, because sometimes if you do include other people in this that are new, it's hard for them, especially, because it might be a lot for you to handle, and so it's going to be a lot for them. But it also might make you rely on them more than you should. So I think this is very healthy that you're not including them and that you're just going to be doing this by yourself and possibly with a therapist or with some other techniques that you have learned. So yeah. And then I asked Spirit what you guys are going to be doing for fun, what you're going to do to relax. And what popped up was spend time with animals. So I'm not sure if some of you have a pet at home. Maybe your new lover, you know, has a pet. Maybe you're gonna be adopting a pet soon, this month. Which, you know, either way, however you're gonna spend time with animals, it does advise you to do so. You know, have like your like little emotional support dog or cat or I don't know, guinea pig, like whatever you like, whatever helps you. Sometimes, because animals do help, especially with like these emotional journeys, because like they'll come over to you and cuddle and snuggle with you, and I mean, well, dogs will, but not the other animals. But you know, like just like sometimes even like being around them and feeling how happy they are will make you feel happier. So that's what came out, and the other thing that came out was use your hands. So it seems like she might be doing pottery, so some of you might enjoy pottery, some of you will be using your hands in other ways. Most of you probably will, because I don't know how many people are actually going to be doing pottery, but essentially you are going to be doing a lot of like active work. So maybe part of your healing process is to be more active, to help heal your body physically, right? So maybe you're eating better, you're going to be running more, or lifting weights, or going to the gym, you know, like things like that. So whatever it is that you want to do is fine, just as long as like you're more active. You might even just be using your hands to cook better, right? Or to maybe give yourself a cheat day every now and then. Maybe that makes you feel better. I don't know, but that is essentially your reading. So I am so happy for you guys. You guys are going to be feeling so much better. I swear it's going to get better. But you are seriously seeing this light come in, right? So if, you know, one person comes in and one thing comes in, all those other good things are going to come in for you. You're going to feel so much better, and I'm so proud of you for making it this far in your emotional healing journey. I know it's not really far at all to you, but it is a lot just to come to terms with what happened, whatever it is. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you're going to do much better in the future. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments down below what kind of video you would like to see from me in the future. Any kind of comments or, you know, like things like that really does make my day. Please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Bye. Hi, group number 3. You guys are here because you picked the beaver. I did show for you guys off camera, so I'm going to go right into the video. The first part of this will be about your love life for the next month. The first card that came out was the Dreamer and the Innocent. So with this card, it talks about like the Fool energy, right? So you're kind of going into this relationship with like just kind of starting over. So most of you will not have had will not be dating someone currently and will be single, and so most of you like will just be like starting into it. Now if you already are currently dating someone, maybe you still have this Fool energy, this like the idea that, you know, anything is possible, and you want to go on all these adventures with them, and you want to always be around them, and you just have like this beautiful idea of love, and you're like, you know, like this innocent, dreamy energy towards it. The other one that popped out was the Six of Blades. So this talks about past relationships and past trauma. So it seems that for, you know, everyone here, it seems that you have essentially gotten over quite a lot of bad relationships in the past. And even though that isn't to say that you won't have bad relationships in the future, you are currently in a good relationship, or you will be in a good relationship this coming month. So you will be over that hurdle for now. Now, the oracle card that popped out was the Beaver and the Earthworm. So the Beaver talks about hard work. So it seems like this new relationship, you want to work really hard because you're so happy and grateful that you have it, that you don't want to take it for granted, and you're going to work really hard to make sure that this person stays with you, this person continues to want to be with you, and you continue to want to be with them. So you really want to put forth the time and effort for this. The earthworm, again, is more about the past relationship, or how you have been feeling since previous bad relationships, and that is just like feeling meek, almost like you're kind of scared, but also means like you might be scared or tend towards this relationship as well because you haven't had a really good solid relationship in a while, and you're afraid to mess it up. Now the next one will be about your career. What popped out was the artist in reverse, and adjustments are required. So essentially what this is talking about is you have this idea of like, okay, this is how I've always done. Maybe you're in a job and you've been in it for a while and you're like, this is how it's done. This is how I've always done it. And now they're like, hey, we're gonna try it this way. We're gonna do things this. And you don't want to switch up this routine, this pattern that you have. And so essentially what this is saying is that adjustments are required. You should be adjusting to the new way of doing things. You shouldn't be wanting to stay in the same zone because it's not going to help you, and you need to continue to improve. Now, if you're newer at a job, maybe you just like doing it this way because it's easier or it just feels more natural, but it's really for the best if you adjust that and do it the way that they're asking you to do it. Now, the next one will be about your emotional and spiritual growth, essentially. So how are you growing? And the card that came out was the Silent Brother in reverse. So for a traditional tarot, this would be like the Hierophant, and essentially what this is saying is that the way that you do things, or the way that you're doing things, whether it's in your career, in your love life, or just your belief system, it's very different from most people. So most people do not do it that way. Most people don't think that way or believe in that way, and you're just taking this path and you're like, well, essentially you're feeling more confident, I think, in a way, about the way that you're believing, even though you know no one else or most people don't really have this idea. This is still what you feel, and you're allowed to feel that way, or to believe in that thing or in that way. And what popped out was you are not alone. So this makes sense because it's like you feel like you're alone. You feel like you're the only one who thinks this way because maybe the people in your life don't feel that way, but you're not alone because there's plenty of other people out there who feel this way, who think this way, that do these things this way, and you'll find them maybe eventually. Maybe you'll find them online, or you might just meet someone in person one day and be like, wow, you think that way too? That's great. I'm so glad I'm not alone. This one popped out, nothing is wasted. So the way that I see this one, it's like these obviously beliefs are not wasted. So maybe like you want to believe that things are going to get better in one week or another, or you want to believe in this like idea of what your life might be like, or you just want this thing to happen, or whatever. And it's like it's not wasted. So whatever you want to believe, whatever you want to do, and however you want to get there, like the way that you are perceiving this world, the way that you feel like you should be getting somewhere, it's not wasted. So spirit is hearing you, or like your ideas aren't like gonna go away. Like eventually you're gonna find someone maybe who wants to do these crazy things with you, or who feels this way, and then you just feel like so much better, and like, oh my god. And even this might even be about this new person. Maybe this new person in your life is like this dreamer too, this innocent person too. Maybe they feel that way and they want to do all these crazy things, or these not normal things with you, and they're really happy they found you as well. That could also be what that is saying. You see clearly now. So maybe again, like in the past, you felt that you might have to change who you are, and now you're realizing that you don't need to change who you are, and that you can think these ways and say these things, and you're going to be with someone who loves you or cares for you the way that you are, and they're not going to expect you to change. So maybe this person is making you feel like that, or maybe it's someone else in your life that's making you feel more free to be yourself. And trust in the magic. So again, like trust that the universe essentially has your back. Trust that that things will, you know, like blossom or become like this magical thing that you perceive. Like, right, like if you are more of a dreamer when it comes to relationships, maybe it will be very dreamy one day and romantic and exactly the way that you have pictured it. And you just need to trust that eventually you will find what you are looking for, because, you know, it's coming. I mean, you know, if you hope enough, if you like think about it, and you essentially, if you believe that it can come into your life, it will come in some form or another. So it might not come this month, but you're still getting that confidence, that belief that it will come eventually. So, and then I asked what you're gonna be doing for fun, and essentially what popped out was watching movies. So I'm not really sure what movie you guys are watching, but you guys do need to take some time to just kind of relax and watch a movie. You might even be watching a movie with your loved one. Yeah, that is your reading for the upcoming month. I do also want to point out, I forgot to point this out earlier, but the cards that popped out were in fact, I mean, in every part, they were all major arcana, which means that this upcoming month is actually being very big for you. There's a lot of big events happening because of all the major arcana. So I am going to point that out to you, because you might be feeling like, wow, all these things are coming my way. I mean, you've put forth the effort and the work, and you're going to get all these like good things coming your way. And I do want to point that out. I'm sorry, I almost forgot. But that is the end of the reading. I hope this resonated with you. I hope you liked the reading that I gave you. Please comment below what you thought of it or how it resonated with you. Also comment below what kind of videos you'd like to see on my channel in the future. And make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already, because it will make my day. I can't wait to see you guys in the next video. Bye, group number 3. Hi, group number 4. Welcome to your reading. You guys chose the butterfly. I show for you guys off camera, so I'm going to get started with your love life. The first card that popped out was the Knight of Stellates, and then the spider and the butterfly. So essentially what this is talking about is, it seems like you might be currently in a relationship, whether that's romantic or platonic, because some of you might not be dating someone currently, but you're currently in a relationship that you feel trapped in. You feel like you can't get out, and you want to change. You want to find someone else to be with, or whether it's friendship or romantic. And so I'm feeling like maybe this month you're going to have this like transformation essentially, or like you're going to realize that in order for you to be happier, you need to let this relationship go, because it's not serving you. It's not making you feel happy. It's making you feel like you can't breathe, essentially. So it does feel like you guys are going to be the ones to end a relationship, whether it is a romantic one or a platonic one, this month. Now when it comes to your career, you got the Page of Blades and emotions are running high. So with this combination, it makes me feel like you might be getting a promotion. Now, some of you might not have a job currently, but if you don't, then that's definitely like a good sign that you will be getting a job. Maybe some of you be wanting to hear about a new job they're trying to get, and the answer will most likely be yes. It does feel like you will be getting a new job, or maybe even a promotion if you're currently in a job. It does talk of, essentially what this is, it talks about good news. So if it's not a promotion or a new job, it might even just be like a raise, or maybe someone that you don't like is quitting or retiring, or maybe you're getting someone that you really do like and it's making your job more fun, or it's making you happier. But either way, there is going to be some good news coming this month that is in your career. Now we're going to talk about the emotional and spiritual, like how you feeling like in that regard upcoming. And so what popped out was the 6 of Blades, the 5 of Rings in reverse, and the porcupine. So this talks about leaving bad energy behind, leaving past energy. So it makes me think that you have had a lot of issues. Maybe this past relationship, this relationship is the energy you're trying to leave behind this month. That's going to help you. And this also talks about like having like bad energy, but it's going to turn good, right? So I think the tide is finally tipping for you, and you're going to start to feel better. You're going to work on your mental health. You're going to help yourself just be happier overall, and getting rid of all that negative energy, things that do not serve you anymore, things that don't make you happy, things that are just like this burden that's weighing you down and making you feel like you're trapped. You're getting rid of that. You're at least attempting to get rid of that. You're starting on a better path. And the porcupine talks about beginners in mind, right? So obviously you're beginning to feel better. So that is the beginner energy that the porcupine is bringing in. I asked what you guys are going to be doing for fun, and the first thing that popped out was plan a vacation. So obviously not everyone is going to be going on a vacation, but what this could be talking about is you going on a little trip. So you might be even just going into like maybe like the city over, or it could be like something bigger, maybe like a state or something like that. Obviously inter-country travel I don't think is allowed currently, so it's just like traveling within your country that you might be doing, or you could be just traveling within like the town, the state that you're living in, or the country. So it's like, it could be really big or really small. I also tried another one to see what would pop out, because not everyone is going to relate to that. So what popped out was dream journaling. So some of you have vivid dreams at night, and so you are going to be journaling or writing about these dreams that you're seeing, and it actually helps with your mental emotional health, because it can indicate to you what is wrong and what's bothering you, and you can go and try and fix that if that's what. But sometimes it's not like that. Sometimes it's happier, or it's weird and random. It kind of depends on you and how you dream. Now, if you don't really see dreams and you don't plan on going on any kind of trips this month, what it can be talking about is that you're just dreaming about going on a trip or a vacation. You're dreaming, you're like, oh, what I couldn't give to be anywhere else in the world. Now, I don't know how that's really fun, but it does seem like that is something you might be doing. Maybe that might make you like take your mind off of whatever is currently wrong. But yeah, so it could be one, the other, or a combination of both of them that you're going to be doing this month. But essentially, this is your reading, so I hope this resonated with you. If it did, or if it didn't, let me know in the comments down below. If you want to see something else on my channel, please let me know what kind of video you would like to see. Your comments definitely make my day. I would really appreciate it if you would like this video and stay around and subscribe to my channel, so that I know that you're enjoying the content that you're receiving. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, Group 4.